What up? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to talk about the Obama salacious accusations. Christy, you there?
I am here, Nino. Wow, what a show and what a story we have to tell on this one.
Sis, doing the pre-episode, investigation, we found out quite a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to show a clip of the Tucker Carlson interview with the gentleman. What's his name again, Christy?
Larry Sinclair.
Larry Sinclair. Now, one of our followers sent this to us, Queen Sheba, God bless her. That's what I saw on her story. And this is going to hit the airwaves Wednesday, right, Christy?
Yeah, tomorrow at 6 p.m. on X.
Okay, Christy.
I think it's Eastern time.
Okay.
On X.
So, Christy, give us the quick backstory on this, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know. And I'm going to play the clip in a minute of this actual, the prelude, the preview, and it's crazy. And again, I'm going to play that in a minute. Just stay with us, y'all, because we found out quite a bit of interesting stuff, fellow MAGA hatters and truth seekers. Christy, give us some quick info about this guy before we play the clip of him, and then we go into the deeper aspect of the whole situation. It's wild.
Are you want me to give it on Obama or on Larry Sinclair first, or my story?
Well, let's get into that first. Christy, you just told me, and we're going to put you on the spot, that you were an Obama supporter. And
I was.
I want to give a quick spiel about why you liked Obama real quick, because he is, I guess, to certain people, they love the guy. What was it about him that you liked? Tell us the quick story before we get into this, because this is gonna be a crazy video. Go ahead.
So I'm going to kind of make this story short and simple, but my whole family has been involved, or my whole life has been involved in politics somehow. My grandfather was a magistrate for 19 years in the city that I was born and raised in, Kentucky. And my dad was a diehard Republican, is still a diehard Republican. And so, I always heard the banterings back and forth, political views and things like that at all of our family get-togethers and stuff like that. But I think, Nino, it was probably 1999. I'm thinking 98, 99. I can't remember exactly, but I know that he was an Illinois state senator, and I have no idea why this came on the television, because I was at a deer hunting camp. I deer hunted every year, and it showed this man coming on, and I'm listening to him speak, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm in college. He's promising all these things to college students.
Wow.
He's promising that, we're going to have, financial stability, what he was going to do with student loans, because, student loans are something that you have to take serious whenever.
It piqued your interest when you heard it, right?
Right. Yeah.
And Christy, hold on. I'm going to interject. I'm the master cutter offer, but did you know that he was a Democrat?
I did. And I've known since I probably have been 4 years old the difference between a Democrat and a Republican.
Oh, interesting. Hey, this clip wasn't about you, Christy, but I just wanted to kind of.
This clip is about me, though.
All right, go ahead. So long story short, you see the man on TV. Let me ask you this question: did you think he was handsome too?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All
Definitely
right.
not my type.
Okay. But you hear him talking. Go ahead.
All I can tell you is I was wowed by his charm. He was the best salesman that I had ever heard.
Christy, I gotta say something real quick. I can't stand how this guy talks.
I know, but whenever you think
maybe
of a young mind.
Well, I want to say this. Maybe back then it was a different landscape with politics, and now we know him, and we the MAGA Adam can't stand the guy.
Completely.
Okay.
Completely.
So finish your story. I'm sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead. Yeah, different time.
No, that's okay. Completely different time.
Okay.
And just think of, where you're like your age, the year 1999 and things like that. And what somebody could have tried to sell you. So I'm listening to this man on television talking about, what he's going to do for student loans and what he's going to do for college educations and, where he came from, and talking about health or health insurance and all these things that whenever you start, you hit your adult age and a little bit older than your adult age, you really start, having to think about. And I hear this man and I am wowed by every word. Comes
Wow.
time to elect and I am right there. Obama check. And that's the
Christy,
story.
I feel like I'm barely learning who you are here now.
You don't even know me, do you?
Hey, hold on, Chris. This is interesting. I want everybody to kind of reflect on this and tell your story. If you were an Obama supporter, hey, we're being honest here in Canada, and we got some good journalism right here, y'all, because this ain't gonna just be kind of one-sided, because we got some interesting info that Christy just dug up. But real quick, Christy, I got to ask you this before we move on to the show, to the episode. What did your dad say?
Woo. So it was okay. So my I don't even know how to get into all this without it becoming a long story.
I would say, yeah, just make it quick. Let's roll.
Yeah. My grandfather, that was a magistrate for 19 years, was a Democrat, but
what?
A Democrat
was different. Okay,
completely different.
Okay.
Just completely different. He would roll over in his grave today. He would never be considered a Democrat today.
That's a good topic. I wish we can probably interview somebody that would tell us about the old school Democrats. We can really get a good feel for how they used to be. I always hear that. I always hear it says, the old school Democrats. But I digress. Continue.
My grandfather stood very much for low class. I don't mean low class, like as the type of person. I'm talking about income status.
Lower income, lower class, what they call them?
Yeah. Lower income, lower class people. He ran the commodity cheese line where people that needed food could come and get food. So it was more, and he was a big church man. So it was more of community-based, like help your people, where Republicans then believed, no, the government doesn't take care of you, your community takes care of you. So it was a completely different time, but anyway, so my dad the thing is though, so my grandfather was a huge Democrat. My other side of the family were huge Republicans. So when I say that our Christmas dinners and Thanksgiving dinners got heated, they were heated. That's probably where what I evolved from. But, so my dad was just so disappointed. He was like, just mark my words, Christy. He said, I'm telling you, he is a used car salesman. Watch what I tell you. He's going to go back on everything that he has said. He knew how to get at people's heart. I have never heard such a charming, well-versed, polished, just so polished. I don't know if anybody has ever gone to a timeshare thing where they try to sell you timeshares. Those salesmen have to be they go through rigorous top tier training to become those salesmen. Very interesting. And if you look at the sales rate of like a timeshare salesman, they're up in like the 90 percentile of salesmen. They know what they're doing, and that's the way I believed about this man. You could not tell me that he was going to do anything wrong. Wow. A year into office, I changed my mind and wished I could have went back and put an X beside his name.
Christy, but I thought you voted for him twice.
No, just once. Only once. No.
Christy, okay, and this is a great topic, and I would like to do more content about this, but we got to go on to the show must continue. But I just want everybody to hear, because it surprised me. And Christy had told me before that she loved Obama, but I never really heard the story. But your dad wasn't going for it. Your dad, was he like my wife? My wife is always right. Was your dad always right?
Mm-hmm. Well, always right whenever it came to anything with my dad. Anything with finances, anything with land, and anything with politics.
Interesting. So with that, Christy, so you're enamored with Obama. Interesting. So let's continue now.
That was the first and only time, that I voted for Democrat, and will never do it again for any reason, under any circumstance. Can't make me, won't do it.
Okay. Now, this popped up on the feed, right? Like I said, shout out Queen Sheba. That's why I seen it on her story. And then I watched the clip, and I'm going to play the clip here in a minute. Christy, give us the background. I don't think we need much background on Obama. We know what he's about.
Yeah.
Well, who is he really? Is he really? I don't know.
I mean, he was just, he was born in 1961. He was the 44th president of the United States. He was a U.S. senator for the state of Illinois from he represented the state of Illinois from 2005 to 2008, and he was an Illinois state senator from 1997 to 2004,
But
and
Christy,
worked as he's a civil rights lawyer
I'm
and
just
has
saying.
a Harvard education.
I'm sorry, Harvard education. Sorry for cutting you off, sis. But I'm gonna
Okay.
say this: it's just I feel like his background is mirrored with a bunch of conspiracy, mystery. You know what I'm saying? Where did he come from? How did he just come up out of nowhere? It seems and just be elevated to this status. I digress. It's not really about Obama. It kind of is, but it's more about this man. So there's Obama, great talker, as you obviously can tell. Christy, tell us about this man in these before we play the clip, and then we get into the deeper aspects of this situation. Go ahead.
So his name is Larry Sinclair, and there is a lot of controversy on if his claims against Obama are correct or not correct. So Larry Sinclair claims that he smoked. No, he claims that Larry claims that he snorted cocaine, and he claims that Barack Obama smoked crack in the back of a limo in 1999, and even went on to write a book about the whole thing, and said that there were sexual activities between him and Obama when they were high on cocaine.
Christy, do you thinking back then till now, do you think that Obama is
There's been so many things that have come out, and I think if people just sometimes you don't have to be so involved. Sometimes just whenever you sit back and watch, you learn more than you do if you're up in the middle of stuff all the time. But I remember all these things that started coming up about Obama. That's the reason I talk about, that how I had my mind changed about him. And definitely during the second election, whenever I saw the racial divide, I started hearing about all these gay lover stories coming out. I heard about all these weird occurrences of people dying that had been around him, that had been accused of being his gay lover. Current death of someone that was working for him. His chef.
And then the Clintons and Obamas, and then you even said earlier with the don't give up the info too. Yeah, but the situation we're gonna talk about after we listen to this is whenever you said we don't know the Clintons and Obamas what kind of corruption they can obtain and put out there, and that name Obama is in my opinion as corrupt as the Clintons. But I digress. So
I wanted to say this. Everybody needs to go back and listen to your video that you did with Juanita Broaddrick, and where she talks about the degeneracy of the Clintons. And I think she brought up Obama in that interview also. And, she can give a lot of detailed information if anybody's interested in listening to that also.
Good idea. I'll put that in the description of this video. The Juanita Broaddrick, that's probably my best work, and a great interview. And I've heard more stories about the Clintons, where they come from and how corrupt they were then. I digress. It ain't about them, but it's interesting the web that they weave. Amen. So let's get to this now. So this guy's coming out. The video is going to be released on X/Twitter, right? And I want to play the clip. Sorry it was so long-winded, but this is just a crazy topic. And then we got some more crazy info. Here's the clip of this man. It's the preview of the interview for Wednesday. Let's look at it.
You're just a guy who's in town for the night, and it sounds like you're looking to party.
Yeah. Pulled up in a bar outside, and there's this guy that's introduced to me as Barack Obama. I had given Barack $250 to pay for coke. I start putting a line on a CD tray to snort, and next thing I know, he's got a little pipe and he's smoking. So I just started rubbing my hand along his thigh to see where it was going, and it went the direction I had intended it to go.
Even though you had sex with him twice, you did cocaine with him, watched him smoke crack twice, you had no idea who he was.
I had no idea who he was.
Let me just ask the obvious question. What was Obama like on crack? Is it your sense that that's who Obama is, just transactional, or that he's bisexual, or what is this?
It definitely wasn't Barack's first time, and I would almost be willing to bet you it wasn't as long.
The guy's running for president, and credible information comes out that he's smoking crack and having sex with dudes. That seems like a story.
Well, it would be a story if the media really cared about telling people the truth.
You're just a guy who's in town.
And I'm going to clap for that. Tucker Carlson, Christy. Tucker Carlson is doing a great job. His numbers they're going out the roof. What'd you think about this quick preview? Your thoughts, Christy? And it kind of seems like this guy's story don't change. Go ahead.
Can I be just 100% honest? And it might not complete.
Go ahead.
Listening to the whole interview all the way through, it might not align with everything that you think. And I guess it's going to get into this side of the story. The problem that I have with Tucker Carlson is whenever, and I think we'll get to this during the interview, is I had read some reports that he claims that Larry Sinclair did take a polygraph test, but never questioned him on the results of the polygraph test. And I think to be a good journalist, I like Tucker a lot. I'm really not trying to take anything away from him. I just think that the way that you and I do things if we're going to put out the information, we need to be factual and honest with it. Just like I voted for Obama the first time, then I think that every facet of it has to be investigated and put out there.
Christy, but
just one-sided.
But before we go to that situation, what do you think? Do you think there's any validity to this guy's claim? Everybody in the chat, in the comments, let us know. Do you think that this guy's telling the truth or lying? I ain't gonna lie. Just looking at this right here, this little preview, I believe the guy.
I do believe him.
Now, about Michael, Michelle, whatever, that's another weird situation. I'm going to leave that one alone. But I kind of believe this guy. Let us know what you think in the comments. Comment, subscribe, whatever. But go ahead, Christy, before we go to this crazy info that Christy dug up while we were getting ready for this video. Go ahead.
The only thing is, I don't know if I completely believe him that he didn't know who Obama was. I think he had some idea. Maybe he didn't know, exactly. I think that he knew that he had a lot of money and that he knew his name and things like that. But that's just my personal opinion. Or he just knew that he was getting with somebody that had a lot of money because he was in a limo. I don't know. I just found that a little weird that you're going to get in the back of a limo and automatically start snorting cocaine and smoking crack, and you don't have any idea who you're with. I just kind of sounded a little off to me.
And you never know. This guy's not perfect. He could be a liar.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. He's been through it. He has been ran through the coals with people not believing him and things like that. But I believe Obama did it? Absolutely.
Okay. Now, Christy, let's get into the polygraph test. While we were getting ready for this show, you're like, oh, Nino, this, you're reading it. It sounded good. Hey, this guy did a test. Talk about the test, Christy. And then after a while, you're like, hold on, something's not adding up here. And I basically said, Christy, let's run it. As journalists, even though we don't like Obama, right? We're gonna give the facts here. Christy, talk about this. Go ahead and read how you did to me, basically the test, how it's going, and then where we get some kind of weird situation with it or discrepancies.
Right.
Talk about the test. Go ahead.
Okay, so I pulled up, and this is not like a Google. This isn't like just something that you would Google. I literally had to dig deep for this, and and download it to my phone. It is the official transcript from Intercept Incorporated. They are a polygraph credibility assessment examination firm, and they did a polygraph examination of Larry Sinclair on February 22nd, 2008, with the exact issues under consideration of whether Barack Obama smoked a rock of cocaine in Sinclair's presence in a limousine in 1999. So here's what it says.
So, Christy, hold on. So it was a pretty legit test, correct? Or pretty legit?
I mean, so you know that I have that law enforcement background. I'm on the fence with these polygraph tests because I know people that have committed crimes and passed polygraph tests, and I know people that ended up being found innocent that failed polygraph tests. So they're not admissible in a court of law.
True.
There are so many things that can change the answer of a polygraph test. Under drugs, this man, I mean, obviously, he used cocaine. anything, blood pressure medication can change the results. Anxiety medications can change the results. So many things can change the results of these. But what people are going to witness whenever they go and search this, they're going to say, oh, well, these are licensed polygraph examiners. So, they said that this man was deceptive, so he's deceptive. But the two questions that were asked that he was found to be deceptive on, Nino, was, did Obama smoke a rock of cocaine in your presence in that limo in 1999? He answered yes. He was found deceptive.
How much percentage?
Okay, well, it doesn't really.
Okay.
It goes by a number.
Okay.
So, he was found -7 for the two questions, which resulted in a deceptive indication, is what it is.
Okay. And the next question, go ahead.
The next question was, did you lie when you said you saw Obama smoke a rock of cocaine in that limo in 1999? He said no, he did not lie. He was deceptive. He was deceptive. This is just what
okay.
Yeah, that's just but that's what these people are claiming.
Okay, and it was crazy.
Remember,
you said,
Obama's a pretty high official at this point,
and
too.
That's what you said.
Remember,
behind the scenes, you said the same thing, and it doesn't look good, deceptive, and we said we're going to run the story no matter what, regardless. We're going to give the info, but then Christy now talk about the blowback or the allegations of the corruption with the test and the people there.
So, so I told you that it didn't look good because it was deceptive. But then I said, before I'd even looked anything else up, I was like, but remember who we're dealing with here? We're dealing with the Obama Clinton crew. So I did a little bit more research, and I found out that that Larry Sinclair had a book out called Cocaine, Sex, Lies, and Murder. And his real name is Lawrence Sinclair. But talking through this, he's asked questions why he failed the polygraph test. Okay. And he says that he got anonymous tips that Obama's people paid these examiners to make him have a deceptive reading. I mean, the way that these things are done, you've got these things strapped on you, and it's what these indicators say by what dot they put on a piece of paper. Your heartbeat fluttering could. Yeah. So yeah, was just reading that. But reading more into it, so Daniel Parisi is the one who was a political blogger. He used to work for the WhiteHouse.com, and it's defunct now. It's no longer even in operation. Challenged Larry Sinclair to take the polygraph test. The results, like we said, indicated that he had lied, but Sinclair swore that someone had told him that this man, Daniel Parisi, the political blogger for the WhiteHouse.com, had rigged the polygraph with Obama's advisor, David Axelrod.
Oh, okay.
So, they say that Axelrod paid $750,000 to rig that polygraph, and that it was, I guess, this Dan Parisi that it was this political blogger also did something with internet pornography also, and that he was the one that set up for this to look like it was a deceptive reading. Okay. So he tried to sue Larry Sinclair, and they dismissed the complaint and said that Lawrence Sinclair did not defame him in any way.
Wow.
Which makes you think, so if you've got a judge saying, hey, I don't see any defamation here, that was that polygraph really rigged, which it makes it sound like it was.
Wow. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the situation with the polygraph test and results. Chrissy, before we end this video, did you say something about like there was claims of people getting killed or taken out by the Obamas or something like that?
There was a close advisor. It was a church choir director that claimed to be Obama's gay lover that had a suspicious death.
Wow.
And then, I mean, we all know of the Chrissy Teigen and John Legend thing whenever
Yeah.
they were interviewed, and the look that John gave her whenever
I believe that one.
I absolutely believe it. I mean, that was John Legend's face told everything, and she knew she was in trouble.
And if you don't know, which we know, but basically they interviewed Chrissy Teigen. They hated her on Twitter. They said she was part of the weird child. I don't even say the words here, but
yeah,
basically they asked her where was the craziest place she's done, relations, and she said, "Oh, the Obama thing or the White House thing," and then
the Obama thing is what she said.
So basically, she let it out the bag, and then there's John Legend basically making a face. Y'all can look it up. I wasn't gonna play the clip, but I don't want to make it too crazy. But we're going overboard than what we thought we would run here, ladies and gentlemen. The point is, tomorrow, Wednesday, they are going to drop the interview. From what I seen, it looks pretty good.
Chef, though.
What's that?
Don't forget about a chef. Even
then the chef, yeah. See, but it all ties in, y'all. We're just barely scratching the surface of this. But with that, y'all, sorry for being so long-winded. Thank y'all for watching. Comment below what you think. We're going to drop this video tonight, y'all. Crazy stuff happening, and Chrissy just barely started peeling the layers off this, onion, for lack of better words. Chrissy, thanks for the good job you did. Everybody watching, thank you for watching. Chrissy, any final words before we end the video?
No, I think you worded it perfectly. I'm trying to peel those layers of that onion away, and I'm going to keep doing a lot more research on this. And actually, I'm even going to see what I can do to try to get Larry Sinclair for us to interview. And I don't know if I can ever make it happen, but I'm going to try.
Let's go. And with that, y'all, thank y'all for watching. Comment what you think down below. You're an American, you're a patriot, you got grit. Act like it. I'm out.